everyone, my name is Amit Verma. I'm going to talk about the web service test automation and the list of topics that I'm going to cover are web service, enterprise application architecture, the areas of testing in web services, and the tools and technologies which we used, and the challenges which we faced in our recent project and the solutions we implemented, our delivery model and project statistics. This is a high-level architecture of microservices enterprise application platform. Here, S1, S2, S3 are the microservices which are performing the dedicated tasks like creation of product information, creation of attribute information, and tagging of attributes to the product. These services are integrated with EMS system as well as they have integration with external services like T1, T2, and T3. All these components are communicating via a single facade channel. So in web services testing, we have done the testing at component level, and we, we have done the integration testing with database and integration with external services, as well as we have done the contract testing for EMS systems. These are the major tools and technologies which we used in the project. The test automation framework is a PDD framework, and we implemented this using JBehave. So these are the major challenges which we faced and the solutions which we implemented in the web service test automation. Our SLA for web services regression was 1 hour, but when the tests are increased over the period of time, the services were taking around 4 hours for one regression cycle. So we implemented the parallel test execution in a single build. So using the threads, so in single build, all the tests were running parallelly. And with this approach, we were able to reduce the build time from 235 minutes to 60 minutes for one service, and for another service, which is product service, we reduced the build time from 90 minutes to 30 minutes. We implemented the JBehave step retry mechanism, and we were able to achieve 100% build success results in web service test automation. Another challenge was testing the integration of the service with any dependent services. Since the dependent services were external and they were not available to us, so as a QA, I developed the mock service, both SOAP and REST type. These mock services were acting in same way as the real service, but they were deployed on HTTP server and they were not having any database, since these services are used only for the automation testing purpose. Another challenge was to create the dev artifacts and the test artifacts in the same build. So for that, we have used the custom event structure. In this diagram, you can see the folders. These folders which are highlighted in green are standard Maven folders, and the folders which are highlighted in blue, these are custom Maven folders. So with this approach, we were maintaining 4 different type of codes in same workspace repository, and these are dev code, unit test code, functional test code, and integration test code. We were not doing any manual testing in web service project because we were doing the automation and testing in parallel with development in the same iteration. And for that, we have leveraged the functionality of continuous integration pipeline. By this, we eliminated the need of a separate regression cycle. This is our delivery model. So with this, in this model, the stories were written by the SA, and they were estimated and planned by the TL and project development manager. And after that, the stories were coming for development to the technical team. So first developer writes a feature file and get it approved by developer, and first QA writes the feature file and developer and get it approved by developer and SE. And once the feature file is approved, the application code development and automation script creation is done in the- done in parallel. Once both the codes are ready and pushed to the repository, the CI pipeline is integrated with it. We check out the code and create the artifact and deploy them, and then run the unit and integration test followed by the functional test. When the build has the success result, then we push this code to master and pick another story. These are the project statistics. We automated total 12 services and did the automation of 500 plus feature files, and this testing is done for 2 brands and 4 channels, which includes the .com and store channels. We developed the RESTful type mock services 4, and we developed 2 base mock services. The dev versus QA team ratio were 2:1 in this project. Now uh, let me demonstrate you the function test automation demo. So I have taken 3 components. The first is product service. It's a RESTful type service which is used to create the product information via post call, update the product information via put call, and delete the product information via delete call, or retrieve the product information via get call. So this product service is integrated with a external service, that is Universal Product Code Service. It's a SOAP platform based service. So I'm going to demonstrate the SOAP request versus response validation of the dependent service. And since this product service has the integration with EMS, so I'm going to demonstrate the producer and consumer behavior of the EMS system. So let me show you how a RESTful type product service works. So this is the URL at which my product creation functionality is working, and I'm making a post call with a JSON payload which is given here. Now I'm making a request to service and getting a response from the service again against the payload which we sent. So same thing we automated using the JBehav framework. So let me show you the feature file which is testing this functionality. This is a JBehav feature file to test the create, update, delete, and get functionality of the service. I have written a scenario like I'm connected with the web service and I have the JSON payload for the record creation. Then I'm sending a post request to the service. I'm validating the response which is coming from the service. Likewise, I'm again making a request, get request, and making a put request to update it, making a delete request to delete the record, and I have written a negative scenario to check that duplicate record creation is not allowed by the service, and another negative scenario to check that record creation is not allowed with invalid path. So let me open the Java code for this feature file. This is the Java code which is testing these four functionalities of the product service. Here we have the definition of each and every step which we written in the feature file, like creation of payload, making a request to the service, and validating the response. So let me run this file and show you the test results. You can see the tests are executed very quickly, and these are the JUnit results showcasing each and every scenario execution with their steps. And in web service, we have 100% build success results. So let me show you the Jenkins result trend. I have executed many builds over here, and you can see we got the 100% success result. Now let me show you the EMS systems which are running on my local machine. I have this EMS system with some of the queues available here and the topics. So I so I'm now I'm going to demonstrate that I'm sending the messages on this queue and checking whether the message is delivered or not. You can see the current count is 4, and after running this script I will send 2 messages and this count will increase. This is the feature file for EMS testing, and I have written scenario to send the XML and JSON message on the queue and then checking whether the message is delivered to the queue or not. Let me run this test as well. So the test execution is done, and I have sent this XML message on the queue, and let me show you. So now the the current count is 6, which is increased by 2 because we sent 2 messages on this queue. I have written a mock service. So let me show you the code of mock service. So this is my RESTful mock service, and I have written 4 methods to create, update, delete, and get the product records. So this is my post method implementation of mock service. This is delete method. Then third one is put method for updating the records. And get method for retrieval of records. So similarly, I have created a sample SOAP service, and this is my SOAP service implementation. I have written 2 SOAP methods to check whether the service is up or not, and another SOAP method to get the UPC information from the service. I have written a test case around it to check the integration of the mock service with the product service. Let me run this test case as well. You can see here I have written 2 scenarios to check whether my SOAP service is up and running. So I pinged the service 2 times and I got the response, and then I sent another SOAP request to service for LOC number 12 and this particular UPC, and I got the response which I validated in the test script. You can see this is the custom memory structure. Here SRC main Java is used for dev code. For maintaining the dev code, test Java is the test folder is used for maintaining the unit test code, and the func test folder is for function test code. I have written the unit test to check whether my dependent services are working fine or not, so that before the deployment we should be sure that dependent services are running. Let me run this unit test. So these are the unit test result output, and here in this unit test I'm checking the whether the UID generation is working fine or not, the dependent service context path and dependent service base URL is fine, and the dependent services service is up and running. So this is all. Thanks a lot.